In today's video, I'm going to talk about a new feature of BFFless called Rules as Code. Rules as code are a way to create pipeline rules as code in your code base so that when you deploy a change to your front end website and you have an accompanying rule, such as a backend pipeline that handles a form, for example, it goes alongside of your front end code. Previously, before these rules were just configured through the admin UI dashboard or through the MCP server, but now they can live right alongside your code. It's great for version control, and it really helps you get a better understanding of what those rules end up looking like alongside your code base. So today, we're going to create a new contact form for scheduling a demo video or a demo meeting, and it's going to sync up with a database demo contact form schema. So let's go ahead and do that. Jumping into VS Code, let's go ahead and clear this, and let's go ahead and stash my current changes. So I'm currently running just the front end UI, and we're going to start a new Claude session, and we're going to ask Claude to configure this for us. I want you to create a new BFFless pipeline and schema along with a contact form for scheduling a demo. This will be a new schema where we'll hold this database records, use the BFFless scaffolding CLI functionality, and create a pipeline so the front end can add this data to the back end. All right, while that's thinking, just going to show where these new rules as code are stored. They're in a .bffless folder. As you can see, it's loading the BFFless pipeline skill. Now it will next load a new skill for rules as code. It should. So they're stored in here. Here's an example of one. It's just YAML configuration, similar to a GitHub action pipeline. It's now stopped. There it is. So now it's loading the rules as code. So it knows how to wire up these rules as well as the schema that it's going to create. Here's a contact schema that's an example. It's just a schema for name, email, comments, phone, etc. It's going to mirror the contact pipeline. It's very similar. All right, which fields do you want the demo request to capture? Standard. That's good. Where should the demo scheduling live in the UI? Forms page, let's do a header dialog. And what endpoint? Will post to API demo requests. The proxy rules as code follow a Next.js file convention for the routes. So in this case, it knows that the route path is API auth, and then here you can see the brackets .. path, so it'd be like a wildcard, and then any type of HTTP method, and in this case we have like a get.rule and then post.rule. So it follows this pattern that helps it know how to map the request. All right, so let me approve the design. Yes, build it. So in this case, the path would be API contact. So when there's a post request to /API/contact, the rule is it's going to do validate. It's going to validate these fields. Name and email are required, and then it's going to create a record. So this is going to be very similar. All right. It created a folder, demo requests, post rule. Now it didn't use the BFFless npx command, but that's okay. It just knew how to do it from looking at the repo because I already had stuff there. If you have the skill installed, it will know how to do that anyways, but there is an npx BFFless command that it will help generate this for you. So it created this pipeline, and then it created this schema: name, email, company, preferred date, preferred time, and notes. And now it's building out the front end. The other thing that I want to show is that I have a deploy pipeline, and this is what sends the rule to the actual backend. There is a, let's see, deploy proxy rules GitHub action, reusable GitHub action. And this deploys all the rules under these paths: BFFless proxy rules, API backend. So it's deploying API backend and chat pipelines with the API URL and the API key. It's very similar to the upload artifact pipeline. So it's just going to add those proxy rules directly to our backend. And so if we go look at, let's go look at it in Chrome. So in Chrome, we have our proxy rules. We see API backend. These are all my proxy rules coming from the UI. So I have like API comments. This is a listing of comments. So when I run the pipeline, it's going to upload and update these pipelines. You see, it says it knows it's managed by Git because it's pushed to it before. So if you look at API comments, list comments, you'll see this exact same pipeline. Here it's just a query records. Let's see if we can find comments. This is just listing of comments. Here it is list comments, page size 100, and then it's got a response handler where it just returns the comments. So you can see here, it's got in VS Code, we have under API comments, get rule, list comments, comments. Switching back to Chrome, you can see the exact same thing. This is just a configuration. Code is configuration. So we'll ship this and it will update the pipeline with any changes that we have. Okay, it looks like it's done. Let's tell it to go ahead and raise a PR. Go ahead and raise a PR. Now, this rule is not going to be applied right away because it won't happen until we merge it. So let's see if we can figure out a way around that so we can see it a little bit earlier. I have a preview branch. Maybe we can do something with the preview branch. We just want preview.j5s.dev. Let's go ahead and create a new domain for example project. And we're going to just call it preview. And then we're going to select the preview alias and we're going to say dist. And I'll keep it inherit alias from project. Oh, preview already exists. Okay, let's see. Here it is. So I already had this. All right, let's see what's going on with it. It's going to preview and dist. So let's see. Demo request. The branch's demo request is where it went to. All right, and preview, demo request. We look at this. We should have, we're not seeing the build. We don't have the preview deploying. So when the PR is raised, we don't have preview. Let's go ahead and fix that. There it is. Okay, I think it just took a minute. So let's refresh this. There it is. So we have dist, and here is our preview. So if we go to preview.j5s.dev, we have this scheduled demo. So I'm not expecting this to work right off the bat because our backend has not been deployed, our backend pipelines. If you look in our data, we do not have it there yet. So we're going to need to tell it to deploy these rules to a API backend preview rule set. You know what? Yeah. So let's go ahead and tell it to push the rules right now to a new rule set. I'd really like to be able to preview the rules in schema before merging to main. Actually, is there any way we can just deploy the proxy rules and the schema now since it's backwards compatible? Let's see. So deploying the proxy rules in the rule set shouldn't cause an issue because we're not deleting anything. We're just adding new backend APIs. Let's see if it uses the BFFless NPX. The push is, yeah, it's safe. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have the BFFless API key set. I may need to set that. Okay, let's see. Yes, it's safe here. Push live. I meant a new, you run the push. Let's see, you run, I'll run the push. Okay, let's do that. So what I'm going to do, while it gives me the instructions, I'm going to mint a new API key. So if we come over here to settings, I could create a global API key or just a project API key. I'm just going to create a project API key. Demo, we're just going to call this demo. I'll delete it later. And we'll copy this key. And then let's go back to VS Code. And we're going to say BFFless API. So there's my API key. And now I'm going to call this command. Awesome. So it created a demo API pipeline, and then it updated two additional pipelines. Let's see. Let's see if it created the schema as well. It should have. So going back to the project, we can look at API backend, and we can see here is my new create record and found demo request. I'm assuming the schema was also created. Demo request. So here's my schema that it created and all the valid fields. And so now when I go and preview it, it should be able to, before merge, I should be able to fill out this form. Let's refresh it just in case. Schedule a demo. Oh, got some UX issues to work out. Test. Let's select date, select time. Oh, that's interesting. Hello world. And let's see if it works. Posted. It said, thanks, we'll keep in touch. And then it closed. So now if I go back and I look at my pipeline demo request, and here's the request that was saved. So now I am feeling good about it. It's not on the main branch yet. I'll merge it. As soon as it merges, it will get deployed and it will be live. So just to recap, let's go back to VS Code. Pipelines are a really great feature of BFFless. And in combination now with proxy rules as code and YAML alongside of your code, it makes it really easy to manage and to version control and to keep track of. So I highly recommend using this feature as you're building out more complex pipelines with your front end dashboards and apps. I've built out a couple of them so far with the reader apps and the other apps that I'm building out, and they're really helpful. So yeah, if you have any questions, any issues with it, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback.